Most of these matches haven't been too competitive. I will say, though, if we really had to choose one match to go to 3 maps on today's setup, I would probably choose All Gamers and Imperial. I think if that ends up going to 3 maps, it will be quite a good match. So we'll keep that one in the back pocket. If this one doesn't go to 3 maps, then we'll say, all right, at least All Gamers Imperial will keep it.
Surely
keep it a buck. But either way, moving on to Eagle Eye, and it's like almost the antithesis almost to Mexico, which is obviously a very GR-sided map. We're moving into a very BL-sided map, but it is map 2 between XROCK and Vincit, and Vincit are going to want to pick it up, otherwise they will be taking second seed in this group, but very likely it is to be XROCK to walk away with first seed out of the group.
Yeah, we'll see if this is the potential end of the road here for their shot at first place in the group for Vincit Gaming. They've looked great up until this series, but an unfortunate first map might just derail them from that first in the group hope. You can see XROCK already very quickly actually in this first round setting up some utility for mid and A long control, and they're just going to go right at it here. A full 3-2 split onto the A bomb site. Eagles misses the first shot, misses the second shot, and that is going to be a huge entry onto the side for XROCK. A 2-for-1 trade. Borzen able to get one before he goes down here, but this side is completely overtaken.
Yeah, I think you do tend to see a bit of a trend when it comes to the Chinese teams and how they like to change their pace. Oftentimes, first round of a game, first round of a half, and also when they've just hit 9 is when they like to throw something quick in.
Yeah. I mean, there is a little bit of a pattern to it. And I think especially starting off on this map, you want to continue with the momentum immediately. You want to get in there as fast as possible. And obviously, VG were not ready for it. It's only Kaney and it's Yang, the only person to go down on the side of XROCK in a very dominant first round. Let's see if they can keep up the tempo and keep on hammering Vincit Gaming down.
Yeah, I mean, on this map, it's really hard to shut down those start of round executions. You've got to play a little bit more forward and also just kind of preemptively throw a lot more utility on this GR side of the map to be successful on Eagle Eye. But you can see here, it's actually going to be Chow who gets the first blood in this one. It's Danimal going down and GDSC as well, taking a ton of utility damage. But look at this. Jay just waltzes right up mid. He's already pushing alone with the nade out onto the B bomb site. Thankfully, someone stops him. But I mean, he's just not showing any fear at all here, but you can see Kaney trying to answer back, but it's already too little too late in this situation, and now Eagles is left alone.
Yeah, Eagles, at least this time, he's not getting rushed by 5 people through smoke. He does have a little bit of a better shot, I suppose, to shoot a shot. But again, he's 1v3, and the bomb is planted on B, so this is not going to be easy for him by any means. Let's see if he can hit this long one. Nope.
Hello. Lee's a little bit too thick. He's dummy thick.
Clearly, everybody else would fit in that corner, but not, yeah.
Thick with 2 C's.
Not in that case. Still going to be a win to the side of XROCK, who very clean on the plays. Even Gia just getting in their face, essentially, just running through mid, and you can see the tempo. Vincit are really struggling to handle any of this. Their GR side has just been somewhat abysmal so far against this team specifically.
Yeah, I mean, right now, if I'm XROCK, I just continue to make these aggressive plays because Vincit, they're just kind of losing that steam. There's no flair to what they're doing here, and they don't seem to have any response to the aggression being thrown their way. They're almost a little bit overwhelmed in these start of round plays, and this is kind of reminiscent to what we saw All Gamers doing against LCK on this same map.
Chow trying to entry frag, but it'll end up being actually Sunny to go down first. Still, we're into the B side, or close to into the B side. There are some defenders hanging around. This has gone a little bit haywire for XROCK, and now it kind of does feel like it maybe relies on Chow, though. He has managed to get so deep onto the side. The Danimals were certainly not expecting that. At the very least, though, trade will come through from GDSC, and Yang, low HP, knows that he kind of needs to do something here. So he's going to try and take a duel. Meanwhile, Gia has picked the C4 back up. Still winnable for XROCK. They can get the plant down.
Yeah, it looks like Vincit are going to let them plant and then try to get in there. But you see that Yang is trying to stop that kind of play. And yeah, he's going to get in there expecting him to just kind of be hanging out in the back. It seems like GDSC did not expect to be pushed.
I like it from Yang, though, right? When you're down 2 on 3.
6 health, too.
Try to make something happen. Yeah, I mean, look, if you throw your life away, you're 6 HP anyway. You're probably not going to be that useful in the post plant. But takes the risk, gets the reward. Now it's 2 on 2, and a win here would be another nail in the coffin for Vincit Gaming. Xia around the back. Has he been heard by Borson? Doesn't look like it. Now he spotted him out. Ooh, and Trigger discipline. But inevitably decides to fire the shot off, and Eagles is on the other side of the site. There is absolutely not enough time. He's going to tap the bomb, but really that's an easy one for Xia in the end. And it's not the first time that we've seen a player today kind of time themselves out of a clutch.
Yeah, it's very awkward, though. It feels like they had ample time to successfully get that retake. They didn't have any real issues in terms of numbers for the majority of that round as well. They just allowed XROCK to dictate the pacing on this retake, which makes no sense to me. So I feel like Vincit, they're almost in their own heads at this point, and now they're in a really difficult round again because they're going to go ahead and go for an aggressive play here, but it's not necessarily warranted. The rest of XROCK now going towards the B bomb site, but at the very least, GDSC has found the opener.
Yeah, I like it. I think that this Vincit team eventually, like one of the guys like Dynamo or GDSC will say, okay, we're just gonna send it. Like we gotta switch this up. We're getting dominated. We need to put our faces in it essentially, and not just get kind of you know, caught on our hind heels just waiting. So I like the proactive maneuver. It turns out it does work out this time around, as the headshot did come through from GDSC, I believe, and gets them ahead. Now, I do agree. I do think the way they handled that end of round situation in the last one was not great. So hopefully this kind of gives them a spark of life in this one, because XROCK have been dominating them for the last bunch of rounds.
Yeah, this is an awesome setup actually for Vincit Gaming. They've got a huge amount of map control. They've really kind of got XROCK stuck and forced to push into this B site, but it's not going to matter if Xia continues to hit shots. Spot out Borson as well, and kind of keeping an eye on Eagles. Seems like Vincit are not competitive on this map at all. You can't even give them the advantage and then expect them to close out the round, because it's still getting cleaned up by XROCK. 4 on 2 now. And this will be the second round where Vincit have had the player advantage and have still lost the round. Gia's loving these like late flanks. This time it'll be cleaned up by Eagles, but it's not going to be enough to get Vincit back into the round. And 4 on 0 is the scoreline. So XROCK are just flexing their muscles at the moment, and Vincit, all they can do is watch in awe.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it kind of feels like it's already over in a sense. Everything they've thrown at XROCK, they've had an answer to. And when you're running into that kind of wall, it can make it a bit of a defeating circumstance moving forward to work around. But at the very least, they are trading earlier on in these rounds a little bit better. GDSC able to find one onto Chow after losing Danimal early, but look at this positioning. It's actually GDSC who finds himself another, able to nade his way out. They've got the 4 on 3, but we've seen them lose these before.
Yep, especially with Lee having such a progressed position. I wonder what kind of trickery he can get up to. C4 should be easily retrievable here for Yang. He's cleared things out. Options are back open for XROCK. Sure, they got the numbers disadvantage. Hasn't seemed to have been a problem in the past.
Yeah, definitely problematic for Vincit if they can't close out another winning position. They're trying to get aggressive with it as well, just trying to isolate maybe the guy that's coming in to get the C4, knowing that low on numbers, XROCK could be a little bit split up, which they were. Slowly getting back together, maybe towards the middle of the map here, although still 1 minute and 15. This might be the first map or round where they take their time with it and kind of slowly push together. Eagles does have a nice angle into mid, if that is where eventually they do go. Borson as well behind the box. Let's see if Yang does check it. Seems like he knows he's there. Nice pre-fire as well, takes him out. And Yang is just kind of sending it. They're trying to find Eagles on the backside here. He is all alone, and they do take him out as well, as the entry once again from XROCK is just fantastic. Caney is able to trade one back and give themselves a chance.
Yeah, it's going to be GDSC who really needs to find this kill across the map onto the top of A. He can't connect, though, and now they have to force this retake situation. You can see Kaney here, he's trying to fight this player on the long control room, but he has to go for the full swing right back onto him. But XROCK, they're fully prepared for these flanks in every situation, it seems, but Kaney gets the jumping peak anyways. But now it's on to Lee, the 1v1. Halftime on the clock. He has to run at this one. Kaney has no other option, but why does Lee have an axe out at this point? He's got to be a little bit careful, but he still gets it done anyways, and already it's an uncontested halfway to victory on map 2, 5-0 at this pause.
Yeah, you need to get the timeout going down here. Vincit needs something to go their way. Pretty interesting setup though on the A side of the map, right? With Borson behind the box, kind of just playing a one and done position where he's really putting faith in, you would assume he's putting faith into his teammate to kind of just spot that angle, say, okay, there's a player coming, and in the worst case scenario, if he goes down, trade him. Well, it's not what ends up happening, and they sort of allow XROCK to walk up and get a free kill for no reason. He could have been playing anywhere. He was sitting there for a very long time. He had plenty of options, plenty of time, but kind of puts himself in this position where he can just get picked off and isolated, and not a particularly wise decision when it's a 4-on-3 advantage at that point for Vincit. I think they would have been better off just grouping up, trading down. But another little thing that is going to give XROCK a big advantage. And yeah, what is there to say about this map so far? We haven't had a 10-0 yet. That's one thing to say.
That's one thing you could say, yeah.
We've had 2 10-1s. Baisha against 3BL.
We had 2 10-2s as well.
And All Gamers against Kangana was a 10-1 as well. But yeah, no 10-0s. And yeah, the 10-2s there as well. There's been 4 10-2s. 5 10-2s. A lot of 10-2s.
Wow. Well, XROCK trying to join. I'm sure a lot of those were by their Chinese brother teams. As you can see, that scoreboard pretty much littered just by that. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure where you're going with that one. Boar's in, very ready for this, but gets shot in the back by a second guy as a fast push is coming in right after the timeout. They're trying to take over the A site. As Eagles, can he do it alone? He's got an arm out with 2 people breathing down his neck. Not really going to work out for him, and they have taken over the spot. Danimal from behind, sneaking in, but Yangi trades it back, and it's only GDSZ once again on the long angle.
He's got to hit this shot here, though. It's really just a one-and-done position. Once they know you're here, they're not going to re-peek it again, and even then, you can plant the bomb without being fully exposed to this position. You can see they're trying to sneak it in here, but they actually haven't really gone for the bomb pickup yet. I'm surprised it hasn't been planted sooner. You can see they're setting up the smoke screen now to ensure that shot is basically an unwinnable position now for GDSC. He has to go charging in, at least has an M4 on the ground to pick up to try and work with, but it doesn't matter if Yang is there ready and waiting. 6-0. This is just a flawless performance so far from XROCK.
Yeah. I mean, what more is there really to say? Pictures paint 1,000 words, and there's some rather unhappy looking faces on the Vincit side.
Yeah, I do think when you try to throw everything in the kitchen sink in multiple different ways and it doesn't work, can be very demoralizing. Danimal now just going to try to run at them. He does take down one for his troubles. And yeah, I mean, XROCK could easily rotate out of this if they do want to, but a couple of guys going up in a hotel just seeing what there is, seeing if anybody was actually joining with him. Katie with a nice shot elsewhere on the map, but Lee trying to win this 1v1. Nope, not going to happen. Eagles actually going to hit the shot. And now, once again, Vincit are in a winning position.
Borson might just die here, though. Yep. So, ooh, never mind. Not going to be too bad. Yang can't clutch it out. All right. They've got one on the board. 10-0 is avoided.
Hopefully they can find something a little bit more than just the singular round, though. It's definitely a blacklist-sided map, so maybe if they get 2 or 3 here, there is still somewhat of a fighting chance, though it doesn't seem too likely they'll be able to pull this one back. It's going to be Eagles running into a lot of utility towards this B side of the map. Pretty much all of XROCK spreading out in this direction, but look at this from Danimal. He's already pushed all the way into the BL side of mid, cleared it out. They can stack the B bomb site now. They know nobody is going to be towards A long, but they still have to connect on these shots, and this is where they've had a lot of struggles. Eagles already goes down, but look at the shots from Yang. The second there, that follow-up, just crisp.
The thing is, this is not the first time that Vincit have been able to stack the B site, and then they've just completely lost control of it anyway. And it's pretty much gone the exact same way. They've just gotten run over. Getting absolutely steamrolled right now by XROCK.
Yeah, the second they smell weakness, it's like blood in the water, like they're sharks. They're not Baisha, but who are actually sharks, right? XROCK is coming in. Double kill, very crisp from Yang. You can see the skill level of a lot of these Chinese players is just on another level. Sunny going to win that one. Danimal and GDSC, they've had enough. They're just trying to take whoever they can with them at this point, as they're actually going to get ahead once again in a round. But this one only 3 against 2, and Lee trying to get in onto Eagles. Doesn't do any damage to him, actually, but still on the chase. And that's going to be Borzen to defend.
So, Jie, 1 on 3. What are the odds?
50%.
Pretty good odds. Pretty good odds for a 5 on for a 3 on 1.
Yeah, there's no way you'd think they lose this one, but with the way they've been playing, it's definitely a winnable situation here for Jie, but
they're so isolated.
He's laughing.
It's 3 1v1s. He could actually get 3 1v1s right here.
His team is probably just joking around on comms as this is happening. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I bet you can't do it, you know. You're probably going to hit yourself with your own grenade again, you know, stuff like this. So.
All right, well, he needs to get something soon because that flank is coming in and it's going to be a problem. Has he spotted him? Yeah, he's seen Eagles there behind him. Ooh, backing away. He knows this is dangerous. The swing will come through. A 1v1 given, but the trade in there from Kaney in the end will secure the second round, which is not a whole lot to get excited about. But still, it's better than only 1. And we headed for another 10-2. Seen a lot of them in this event so far. Chow, Yang, Lee, leading from the front here for XROCK.
And Kaney just in there with the multi-kill first play.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'm doing something.
Yes.
this time though, Vincit, they're going to try and start with an aggressive round themselves on their BL side of the map. Look at this, XROCK, they've already rotated 4 players of their team into position. Danimal gets the opener. It's actually going to be pretty favorable for them if they can isolate this final player. But again, Lee able to get 2 before going down. Now they've got to deal with the flank of Chow, already pushing up A long, and they've got Jie in the tower. They don't check the tower position before going in for the plant. And Borzen has no idea Chow is underneath.
Yeah, Chow's been given a lot of space. Just a question of which direction he ends up going and how's the timing. It's looking pretty good here. Borzen looking around the corner, will start to land some shots. It's a bit messy on both sides. Borzen went low, but in the end got the duel against Chow, and now it's on to G, 1v2. He's got a nade. If he chucks it into Borzen's position, you'd think it should almost guarantee a kill, and he's holding on to it, so good toss, but it doesn't matter. Borzen hits the shot anyway. First round of the second half will go to Vincit Gaming. There may still be a tale to be told on this map.
I feel like it was kind of a big misplay there, though, from Jie. He sat in that tower for way too long. His teammates pushing into a 1v2, and he's still up there in the tower, not really providing any value after that early pick he found from that position. So we'll see what they can do on the side of Vincit to bounce back. They start off the half with a win, but they're still down by 4. You can see here Lee and Borzen right on the other side of this mid door from each other. It's kind of a game of cat and mouse. Who's going to peek first? But Borzen actually seems a little bit more eager to take the fight.
Yeah, I don't think Lee's going to be pushing that.
It's wait, you know, he is going to be spotted though, and now he's in a rough spot. Has to run around the corner. He's got a bunch of bullets into it, but he's still alive. He is not going to take anyone with him. Does a bunch to Kaney, but yeah, at the end of the day, if you get caught there, you're either taking one with you or it's just free. So interesting spot, but it is taken down. Vincit Gaming now, I mean, you rush in the first round, you slow things down in the second round, and you get a pick. Things not looking so bad for them here if they could begin to get some more confidence in the team and continue to execute.
You have to remember this is a pretty heavily BL-sided map, so that's something to consider. Sunny doubling down, good spray. And Gia gets in with one more, actually assisted by Sunny as well. Still, it ends up being a 2v2 as Yang will fall, and Chow is still fighting everywhere. Holy cow. Holy Chow.
Holy Chow.
Good shot. 8 on the board now for XROCK. And that's a 4v5 again. Don't know how many Vincit have lost.
I mean, it's such a struggle for them to put up anything here. I mean, even looking at that fight in mid, it took 4 players just to get one out of a corner from XROCK. So at this point, you can tell they're a little bit flustered with how this is going. And again, the decimation continues. Yang able to find the first. Lee still hasn't even had to peek. He trusts his teammates up until this point, and now he finds one, almost a second kill. It is still a 2v2, but the HP not looking good for too long if GA here in the tower can find one. And now Chow takes it down to the 1v1 on long and gets it done. Match point now on the table.
This one might just be done and dusted as XROCK, a couple of big rounds in a row that I think are going to totally crush the spirits of Vincit Gaming. Just, you know, the flank coming in from Chow, the reads, the rotations, and then, you know, the one round that they got was that rush to start off the BL side. Is GA, okay, what is going on here? He's got a shot. They all have shotguns.
No.
They all have shotguns. And they're just trying to demoralize them 100%, but it's not going to work.
That's
and Vincit Gaming will not be disrespected in this round, they say.
I mean, it actually almost worked. Like, it unironically almost worked. There was 2 players left. One of them was very low.
But do they do it again? That's the ultimate disrespect.
That's the ultimate one.
Yeah. They're not going to do it again, though. It's one of those things where you can try it when you've got that big of a lead, but I'm glad it was shut down. But we can actually see something a little bit cheeky on the other side now. Vincit started off with 3 oms, quickly changing off of that, though. So we are going to see what they are up to. Now it is going to be up to them to try and claw their way back into this one. 5 in a row needed, but XROCK, you'd have to think it's just a matter of time here.
Yeah, certainly feeling like they have control of this match at this point. Kaney and Danimal trying to push through and see what they can see. Sunny not going to have the timing. But yeah, it seems like that should be plugged up here for now. Where are Vincit going to go with this one? Because everybody's just sitting in mid, very forward positions already from the side of XROCK. They've got one guy right there all the way out on a long. Sunny's here in mid. He is going to be taken out. Nice entry. Lee still in that position. The lineup here from Yang is good, but now from the corner, only able to get one is Lee. A couple of very low health members on the side of Vincit, though.
Chow on the fast flank as well. Going to be a bit of a problem, especially if Gio can get one more. He's been so good at these cross-map shots, but Chow's the one that kind of worries me. I think his position is now known, certainly is at this point after Borson has peaked up. Got to be a little bit scared, though, here if you're Vincit with 2 players so low on HP. Gia, he spots out Danimals. All it really takes is the nade, maybe connecting. It's through the window. And Gia's done more damage to himself than to his opponent. Again, with the grenade. Not for the first time in this series. It's amazing me, actually, how these Vincit players are surviving on such low HP. But they might be able to get through this round, actually, in fact. And Gia eventually gets the better of Danimals. But it's taken so much time that this round is now nigh unwinnable. He's just not going to be able to get there for the defuse. And so, 5 up for Vincit.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell they're taking a lot of unnecessary risks, though, now on the side of XROCK. They're playing a little bit too loose. Eventually, it still might get the job done, but you also don't want to give them too much rope to work with and potentially risk that overtime here by getting too overzealous and thinking you've already won, because as we've seen here, Vincit, they're a strong enough team to not let those little cheeky plays take them down and out of this one just yet. They are going to go aggressive this time, though, on the A bomb site, already sending their entire team up here, but Chow, he's got the positioning to shut them down, gets the double kill through the smoke, back-to-back headshots. Lee finds another. It's Borson left all alone here already. 1 versus 4, gets himself 2, but that'll be it. It's a 10-5 win for XROCK. They take the series.